What is going on YouTube? Lamont at large. Today we are coming to you from the St. Joseph's new cemetery as opposed to the old cemetery. Today we're in Cincinnati, Ohio. You cannot ask for better weather in the summertime in Ohio. It is absolutely perfect. It's about 80 degrees and I'm loving it. Today we're going to visit the grave of Betty Evelyn Buer. She is the only black woman that was ever executed in the electric chair in the state of Ohio. So why was she executed? Well, I'm glad that you asked, because I'm going to tell you. We'll break down this story really quickly, because I'm not going to lie to you, there's not much to the story to even tell, but let's get into it. So Betty was born February 15th, 1928 in Cincinnati, Ohio. And she grew up, she got married, had a couple of kids. Everything is going fine, everything is going dandy, don't you think? I think not. Apparently not, because her and her husband, I think his name was Harry, decided that it was probably best that they get a divorce. Now, the reason for their divorce was because, well, her husband told the court, you know, listen, this guy's a very strict religious man, and my wife, well, my soon-to-be wife, well, she likes to associate with lesbians. Let's just say that. Now, back in those days, sexuality wasn't really known when it came to being with the same sex, right? Nowadays, we got all kinds of sex parades where guys and girls can go out in, you know, creepy outfits, waving their members in public, in your face. And, hey, I like doing this. I like this kind of kink. Back in those days, you really didn't do that, right? You really didn't do that. So when newspapers and, you know, the radio, when they would report on crimes involving, you know, couples that were gay or lesbian, whatever you want to call it, they would kind of write it in a way where they would let the reader or the listener know that they're talking about such and such thing without letting it all out being known that we're talking about said thing. So they get a divorce, and Betty, she's what they call nowadays living her truth. That's what they call it, right? Living your truth. So Betty starts living her truth. And her truth is that, well, apparently this woman loves the women. You know, who doesn't? I mean, I do too. So anyways. So she moves in with her new girlfriend, a woman by the name of Evelyn Clark. She was 33 years old. A little bit older woman, you know. Who doesn't like older women, you know? And so they move in together. They're lesbians, as the local newspaper reporter would call it, or beat around the bush, but mean to call it that, right? And so they start a relationship. And you would think that a woman that has left her husband and her children to be with this woman. By the way, what do you think that guy feels like? Do you think that guy feels less of a man or like inadequate? I don't know. Anyways, so they live together, but not everything is peaches and cream. Or is it peaches and herb? All my love is all I have. It's a good song. You should check it out. So there's constant arguing in this this home, this household between these two women, right? And, you know, Evelyn and her husband, they would share custody of the kids. So the kids would sometimes go over to the house and, you know, I guess they would call the woman Auntie Evelyn or something. I don't know. Anyways, so one day, this couple, right, they're at the park, Sharon Woods Park, right, and they're having it's a nice day. It's probably a day like this, right? It's just nice, a nice day for a stroll at the park. So they decide to rent a canoe or a boat, whatever. So they're renting this boat, and they're on the water, and then they start fighting, right? Because these two ladies, you know, they argue. You know what I mean? Women argue, men argue too. So they start arguing. They start fighting, and then they just start throwing them. Bang, boom, pow. It looked like Batman, right? You know, with the pow and the zonk and the blink. You know, it's one of those things, you know? And the woman, they were with a third woman. I don't know if she was the third wheel or the poly thing. I don't want to get into that. But anyways. So they start fighting. And the third wheel, the woman, she's like, okay, we got to get to the shore. So she rows to the shore. And when they get off the boat, they start fighting and fighting. Apparently, Betty gets the best of Evelyn. And she is just wailing on her. And then she grabs her handkerchief and starts strangling her, right? This woman is going bananas, going just absolutely mad. She's just beating this poor woman to death. She drags her to the water and holds her head under the water and starts drowning her. Now, I don't know this third wheel. I don't know why she's not breaking this fight up at all. Maybe she ran to go get help. Who knows? So why she's doing this, there's witnesses watching this, which amazes me that nobody is stopping this psycho, right? So somebody hears her say, quote, "If I can't strangle her, I'll drown her." And it's exactly what she did. She drowned that poor lady right there in front of those people, and nobody stepped in to do anything. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. And after that, she says, quote, "My work here is done." So she starts walking away, and by that time, the third wheel had went to go get help. So the park rangers come in, and they're saying, "Well, what's going on over here?" And Betty says, "That's what's going on. She's over there. Go get her, boys. I'm done with her." That's a horrible way to die. Horrible way to die. So they arrest her and they charge her with first-degree murder. She goes to court, and the papers are kind of over it in Ohio. Without saying so much, they're just basically saying, okay, this looks like it was some kind of an affair or whatever. This woman loved women. I mean, who doesn't, right? I guess. So, anyways, there was a defense, and this is really silly, but I have to mention it. Betty's defense for why she killed this woman was because, well, she basically said that she was trying to get away from Evelyn Clark because she was basically holding me ransom for sex. Basically, me and my husband split up, and I had no place to go. And my kids had no place to go. And me and my husband are fighting over custody. So I had to have sex with her so that I could have a place to sleep. It's kind of a poor argument if you ask me. Well, the judge, he wasn't buying that. He said, "Listen, lady, I just read the newspaper, and it says right here, right in black and white, you like to associate with lesbians. You're one of those, huh? Well, you could be one of those if you want. There's no law saying that you can't like what you like, you know what I mean? But there is a law saying you can't murder people. Yeah, you can't murder people. That's wrong. No matter what. Thou shalt not kill. It's one of the 10 Commandments, right? So they find her guilty and they sentence her to die in the electric chair. Now, Ohio, I don't know if a lot of people know this. Ohio, they were, the death penalty is still on the books here. I think there's, rumblings that they're trying to like outlaw it, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, but back in the day, Ohio was like the Texas of the Midwest. They were just flipping a switch, for goodness sakes. That electric chair was never cold. It seemed like they just kept throwing people in there. So, after the trial, she's sentenced, and she had a couple stays of execution. The execution was supposed to happen, I believe, the following year, 1953. There was a couple stays of the death penalty or whatever, but then no more stays, kid. You got to go. So on June 11th, 1954, Evelyn, wearing a pink and white dress, walked calmly to the electric chair. She sat in, and they buckled her in, strapped her down, masked her up, probably shaved the top of her head, and they threw the switch. And about 7 minutes, she was declared legally dead. Her last meal was scrambled eggs with cheese. I guess everything is better with cheese, right? Toast and apricots. This is Miss Butler's grave right here. She has no marker, but I left a little flag for there to mark the grave. You know what's so funny about these cemeteries and these unmarked graves? Sometimes, I'm not saying in this case, but sometimes I'll want to like set up a marker. But these cemeteries, they just charge these crazy prices, and I'm never in the area long enough to where I can actually, get things done. You know what I want to do? That's one of the reasons why I want to get a bigger vehicle so I can start carrying my own tools. Because, see, I could make her a grave if I wanted to. I could do it. I just got to have the room to be able to hold the cement, dig a hole, come here when they're not here. I'll do it myself. I don't need... Why do I need to pay a $350 setting fee? What is a setting fee anyways? I don't know. But anyways, rest in peace. Payable on death. Should she have been executed? I don't know. That crime nowadays, she wouldn't have been executed. But back in those days, yeah, to murder somebody so viciously... So, I don't know. Payable on death. Rest in peace. I don't know. With that being said, guys, I don't care what you like to do in the bedroom. That's your business. It ain't none of mine. We all fight with our friends. We all fight with our husbands, our wives, our girlfriends, our boyfriends, our secret lovers. Whatever you like to do in the bedroom, that's your business. But anytime you and your girlfriend, you and your boyfriend are arguing, fighting, or blah blah blah, listen, instead of putting hands on them, just get out. Go to the bar and go get an Uber, go to the bar, go chill out, go to your friend's house, go do something, just go outside. Or go to your closest cemetery and just walk around and look at all these sea of graves, all these people that lived and died. You know what I mean? It's a quite relaxing and calming place. So I am on my way to the next story. Somebody in this section ahead of me. I must now continue to go towards this section and look for their marker. Live, but not live, but still alive by the grace of God. I'm Lamont at large. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will catch up with y'all later, guys. Have a good one, and be kind to others. Peace out.